Hey, very quickly, and then we have a great morning set up. Listen, city groups. Our city groups started this week. That's our small communities inside of our larger community. Please be involved with them. We have 5 different ones going on, different nights of the week. And it's very important, especially that we're doing 2 celebration services every week, that we continue to be a large church or be a small church with a lot of people. And the way we're going to be able to complete that is that we're involved in our city groups, and they started last week. Listen, here's the cool part about city groups. It's never too late to get involved because the city groups are based on the previous Sunday's sermon, the questions based on what we talked about today. If you were in the 9 o'clock service, good luck. So please get involved in a city group. Secondly, listen, if City Church is your home, if you call this your home, whether today's your first day or you've been here since we started, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, is our City Church Community Connect night, where we all come together and just talk about where we're going, where we've been. We find ways to get plugged in, make sure we're doing everything as well as we can, and reaching our communities, our city of El Mirage, as much as we can. So please, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, very important for our community to be able to connect. And then the last detail I want to hit on is, listen, we love City Church, and we love serving here. And we have been in the season of really going hard. Getting ready for Easter was a big push, and going to 2 services was a big push. Buying the building and the work we've done around here, and we have a lot of work to do, but the amazing amount of work that's been done here. It has been a hard push for the last really a few months. And so, listen, we want to be able to, we need to know when it's time to rest. Sometimes resting is spiritual. It's okay to sleep once in a while, not in here, but it's okay to sleep now and then. It's a spiritual rest. And, so Memorial Weekend, we are not doing a Sunday service on Memorial Weekend. We want to encourage you to spend those 3 days with your family. Please take those 3 days and invite someone over for a barbecue if you aren't leaving town. But really, we want those 3 days to just rest. All the people that serve in our children's ministry and serve in so many ways, our volunteers. But let me just brag on that. Most churches, I've been doing this a long time, and most churches have about 20 or 25% of their people serve in some capacity. At City Church, we have over 65% of people serve. It is amazing. You are a standard, really are. You're very generous, and you understand servitude, and what an honor it is to be a part of that and pastor you. But we're going to take the Memorial Weekend of this weekend. We will not have a Sunday service. Take those 3 days, go be with your family, have a barbecue, hang out, get refreshed, and then we'll kick it back into gear the first Sunday in June. Is that all right with everyone? Is that okay? Can we do that? All right. And by the way, you can still give online that weekend. Yeah. Hey, listen, Eric, come on up. Eric Swig and Michelle lead our youth ministry here at City Church. And I think this is on. I don't know how to work it. They don't let me. But we might ask. He said, I have one gift. It's talking.
It's all the way up.
Okay. So Eric leads a ministry to Haiti, a mission to Haiti, and we're going to take a window of time and hear about that, watch a little video, and I want to encourage you to really dial in on what he's got for us today.
Okay, so before we watch the video, let me just tell you what you're going to see, and then I'll wrap it up after. Okay, so first of all, I help an organization called Leve Project. I help start it, I help run it, and we support another Haitian organization called Soledad. Okay, it's run by Claude and Yurta Durac. You're going to see the Duracs, you're going to see their house the way it was, you're going to see how much work we've done on it to this point, and the trip itself is going to be to finish this house. And I'll tell you more about that. You're going to see some fun things, you're going to see kids on benches that we built on our last trip so they can do school and they can do Bible study. But I'll tell you more. Let's watch the video. Alright, so I picked Ozzy Osbourne Dreamer. You wonder why. People in Haiti, all they do is dream. Okay? They don't have hope. They just dream. They dream for a better future, for a better life for their kids, for themselves, and it doesn't come. Okay, what Soledad does is they have children, they teach them the Bible, they send them to school, and they make sure that they're fed. Okay, and that's so important. Without faith and education, Haiti will not change. That's why we support them. Okay, their house is being built in the center of a village that has 7 voodoo priests. Okay, it is not complete, so they have to stay in another house. We need to complete it so they can get there and be the only light in that village. That last girl you saw, was given up by her 12-year-old mother to another family. She's the last person in the family. She's the youngest. She gets the scraps. We talked to her family about Jesus, and they said, well, where's your Jesus now? That's what they said to us. Where's your Jesus now? If your Jesus is real, he would give us enough food for everybody. Your Jesus isn't real. Then I punched him in the face. Don't you ever say that. But no, that's life. Okay, that's life in Haiti. Life in Haiti is scraps. It's fighting for food, fighting for your life and dreaming. So this is going to be a great trip. We're going to finish this house and make sure there's a light in that village. And if you guys want to come along, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I can so use your help. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, let me really encourage you to, am I turned on?
Am I working? There I am. Let me please encourage you to get more information. Eric will be available after we're done in here, and he has flyers available, and there's a trip in November to go and participate in building that house, getting that house done, and making an impact in Haiti. So I really want to encourage you to get information from him, and we'll be talking about it more as it comes. It's a priority for City Church that we reach out beyond what we do right here. We good with that? We're good with that? Everybody's good with that? Cool. Hey, listen, we're in a collection of talks called True Destiny, and we're in part 3 of True Destiny, and we have a great Mother's Day planned next week, so listen, be sure to be here for Mother's Day. Bring your mother. If you are a mother, be here. If you ever wish you were a mother, be here. We just want to, it's going to be a great week. But listen, we're on part 3 of our collection of talks of True Destiny, and we've determined in our time of true destiny is not a destination. It's not a point of arrival. It's not a place of some success or some achievement or some bank account or some promotion or some other accomplishment. True destiny is to become like Jesus. That's the true destiny, is to become like Jesus. It's not a doctrine. It's not a denomination. It's not a tradition. It is a relationship. And my true destiny is to become like Jesus. And because he's eternal, because he never ends, because he's amazing, because he is so great, my true destiny doesn't have a point of arrival, which is really cool. Remember in Jeremiah, he says that I know the plans I have for you. Those plans are plural. Those plans, I have plans for you. Your failures don't outnumber my plans. My plans outnumber your failures. I have plans for you, and the plans are to give you a future and a hope. And as I walk in becoming more like Jesus, then I learn what we say around here a lot. I learn to live, love, and look like Jesus so that other people will learn, love, and look like Jesus. We're on our true destiny. I'm just going to read last week's part of the narrative, and then we're going to jump around a little bit in what this Bible says to us. So in Matthew chapter 14, it says, immediately he, Jesus, made the disciples. Now remember, the disciples were 12 young men that traveled with Jesus approximately 3.5 years. And they were young men that had failed at becoming rabbis. You know the story behind them. Every Jewish boy grew up, their dream was to be a rabbi. And if you weren't successful in rabbi school, then you were sent back to practice the trade that your father had. And so during rabbi, you would by age 6 have the Torah memorized. And by age 12, you would You would have more of the word memorized, and then you would go into rabbi school until you were 18, and then you were 18. A rabbi would come along, and the rabbi might choose you, he might not, but if he didn't choose you, you went back to practice your father's trade. If he didn't choose you, he would say, follow me. Which is why these 12 so easily followed Jesus. They waited their whole life to have some rabbi say to them, follow me. So they simply said, yeah, we've been waiting for that. Look at that. We failed at the last school, but this guy believes in us. I'm going to follow you. Okay? Peter said, or, the sons of thunder. Now that's pretty cool. I would like to have a brother. We would be called the sons of thunder. And the sons of thunder left the fishing. They left their dad's profession. So if you didn't succeed at being a rabbi, you were sent back to do your dad's profession. These 12 young men had failed at becoming whatever Hebrew boy dreamt of becoming. And so this rabbi comes with a new authority, and this rabbi says, follow me. They said, yeah, cool, we've been waiting to hear that. So these 12 young men, Jesus immediately set them in a boat, sent them to the other side while he dismissed the crowds. And after he dismissed the crowds, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone, but the boat, by this time, was a long way from the land, beaten by the waves, for the wind was against them. And in the fourth watch of the night, he came to them, which is 3 a.m., by the way. At 3 a.m., he came to them, walking on the sea. But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, it is a ghost. And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you in the water. Jesus said, come on out, boat. So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water, and came to Jesus. And when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, Lord, save me. Jesus immediately reached out his hand, took hold of him, saying, oh, you have little faith, why did you doubt? And then they got into the boat, and the wind ceased, and those in the boat worshipped him, saying, truly, you are the Son of God. Most theologians believe that this was the moment where these 12 young men realized this is God. This is not just a guy that we work with that feeds us, not just a guy that has told us that we need to change our lives, but this guy has authority over the elements. Like, this guy walked on the water, and then he told the water and the wind, knock it off, and they did. This is where they went, oh my, this is him. This is him. This is the moment that they not only realized that this was God, but this is the moment they realized that their destiny was going to be far larger than they'd ever anticipated their destiny would be. Their destiny at this point was perhaps to be a fisherman, perhaps to be a carpenter, perhaps to be a tax collector, perhaps to be a school teacher, perhaps to be a doctor. But at this point, their destiny was based on what their father did, and suddenly they just realized, oh no, my destiny is way too big to comprehend, because about what I just saw about this guy who's showing me how to do this. And so listen, they said they began that journey, that they would become like Jesus. So what is true destiny? Well, listen, I want my true destiny. I want to live it out every day. I want to be in a place where I would get up every morning and say, Jesus, every detail of my day, I want to give to you. What I do with my money, what I do with what clothes I wear, where I eat today, what grocery store I go to. Look, you see, that's what the 12 did. For 3.5 years, they got up in the morning and did what Jesus told them to do. Today we're going to eat here, and then we're going to go here, we're going to heal this person, we're going to walk on this journey, we're going to feed these 5,000 people. Sometimes we're going to be so busy for several days, we're going to forget to eat, but at the end of the day, after we forget to eat, we'll feed a few people, we'll pick up the leftovers, we'll eat the leftovers, we'll get in the boat, we'll celebrate together. And then, by the way, I'm going to die at the end, and you're going to die like I died, and it's a really cool deal, so why don't you join me? And they went, oh, that's destiny. And he went, yeah, come on. So truly, I want my destiny to be, I really want to be in that true destiny. I want to be in the place where everything I do every day, part of my day, and this isn't some religious, this isn't some strict, some difficult process. This is quite simple. I just want to be like Jesus. So I just want to be like Jesus. That's what I want to be. That's my destiny. I just want to be like Jesus. And of course, those 12 became 70, and those 70 became hundreds, and those hundreds became thousands, and those thousands became millions, and those millions became to what we even know today. But today, at this day and age, thousands of years after Jesus lived, what we know today, there's at least 2 billion people claiming a relationship with Jesus Christ today, because these 12 said, we want to understand our true destiny. Okay? And listen. Listen, I'm going to tell you a story, and every time I tell the story about me, it really just tells you that really I only have one gift, and that's talking. So back in Montana, one morning, went out to, it was early in the morning, it was 5:30 in the morning, it was cold, it was a snowy, cold morning, very snowy, cold morning, and I went out, and of course my pickup truck, the battery was dead, it wouldn't start. And so on a good day, you go out, fire up, everything fires up, let it run a little while, it warms up, windows clear, you can drive, and everything's good. On this particular morning, my battery would not start. The truck wouldn't start, the battery wouldn't start. I don't know how it works, the wires didn't wire, you know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't start. And on a good day, it starts, everything clicks, everything runs, it smells good, it feels good, it runs smooth, and we're good to go. On this day, cold, 5:30 in the morning, dark, snowy, truck won't start. So I go and get the van out of the garage. I open up the garage door, and I pull the van out of the garage door, and I open the hood of the van, and of course, the battery in the van is on this side, and the battery for the pickup truck is on this side. So I have like 67 feet that I have to figure out how to get 4 feet of jumper cables to reach. And of course, it's snowy and cold and 5:30 in the morning, and I'm late for where I need to go. So let me just tell you something right now. If you've never lived in that climate, there is a rule. It's an unwritten rule, but it's a rule, and it does exist. The rule goes like this. If it's cold, if it's early in the morning, if you're in a hurry, and you can't go anywhere because your car is broken, you will have to pee. It's a rule. Just like when you were a kid, you played hide and seek, everything. You ever remember you play hide and seek, go hide, as soon as you hide, you have to pee? Like, my gosh, will they just find me? Yeah. So you make noises. Found you. Oh, bummer, see ya. So of course, it's 5:30 in the morning, it's freezing cold, my battery's dead. Unwritten rule takes place. I got to hurry, and I'm running late, so I back the van out, and I'm in a hurry, and I got to get going, and you know, it's going on, and so I back the van out, and so I put the van at kind of an angle, so I can maybe get the jumper cable to reach from battery to battery. And so I get the van at kind of an angle, and I'm in a hurry, and it's cold, and it's 5:30 in the morning, and I got to go. And so I get the van just right, and so I go to hop out of the van, and guess what I didn't do? I did not put the van in park. You don't make this stuff up. This is real. And the van goes forward, and it hits the truck. It hits the truck. And so I think I got to put the van in park, because that's what people do. And so I reach to put the van in park just as the van pushes against the truck enough that it starts closing the door of the van. And so my head is pinched in the van door, and I can't quite reach. And it's 5:30 in the morning, it's cold, and I have got to pee. And it's inching forward, and it's getting tighter and tighter, and I'm envisioning my wife is going to find me with my head popped like a zip, and I'm going to wet my pants. And no, it's 5:30 in the morning, because nobody else is out there. My head is getting squeezed, and this is true, I'm not making this up. And the van is sliding forward, getting tighter and tighter, and I'm like, ah! And so I did it, and I pulled my head, and I pulled it, oh! And I got out in the park, and I'm dizzy, and I jump the truck, and I pull the van in, and I look at the damage on the truck, and I go in, and I sit down in the kitchen for a minute, and I'm just trying to get myself together, and Tracy walks out, she walks out, she goes, can I swear in church?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if that's legal. So Tracy walks out, and she goes, what the bleep happened to your head? And I'm bleeding on both sides of my head. I have blood on both sides of my head. And of course, my answer made total sense to her. I had to jump the truck. She's like, you what? I had to jump the truck. Why is your head bleeding on both sides? That was when we discovered roadside assistance. Can you believe I did that? I really did that. So listen, sometimes in life, it just seems that it's just smooth. Everything just flows. It just runs right, smells right, looks right, everything's going. Sometimes in life, nothing's clicking. We can't get one click. Like our head is pinched and everything's going wrong. It's all going wrong. The battery's dead. wrong side. Everything's wrong. Everything's wrong. And the truth of the matter is, in a community like this, you could be sitting right next to someone that's in an opposite season that you're in. You could be in a season right now where everything is smooth and going and flowing. And right next to you is someone who feels like their head is punched in a vice. And they can't even get a click. And what we do in that is we need to learn to not be so focused on what caused this storm as much as who's in this storm with me. See, Jesus says he'll never reject you, he'll never turn from you. It says he never slumbers, he's never tired, he's never sick. And yet there's seasons of our life that some of us in this room feel like he is so distant. He is so removed. He is so far away that I'm totally alone. John chapter 6. John tells us this story as well, have you read it? John says this in the story. He says something really interesting that I want to land on. Where am I? Oh, here we go. When evening came, his disciples went down to the sea, got into the boat, and started to cross the sea of Capernaum. It was now dark, and Jesus had not yet come to them, and the sea became rough because a strong wind was blowing. When they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, now get that, they rowed 3 or 4 miles. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. They were going less than a mile an hour. That sucks. When they had rowed 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea coming near the boat, and they were frightened. But he said to them, "It is I." Sounds a little bit like Shakespeare, doesn't it? "It is I. Do not be afraid." I love this next line. They were glad to take him in. That's an understatement. It's like, whoa, Jesus, get this boat, because we know one thing, God can't drown. So, we got a boat, and immediately the boat was in the land. What is John pointing out for us there? Our God operates on a word called suddenly. We think we know when he should calm the storm, but he calms it on his suddenly, not ours. See, in this story, if it were up to me, here's what I think. When Peter gets out of the boat and he walks to Jesus and he starts drowning and Jesus pulls him up, when Jesus pulls him out of the water, in my opinion, that's a good time to end the storm. But he doesn't. He pulls him out of the water and says, "Pete, let's hang out. Let's talk a little bit. Pete, listen to me, bro. Listen, I just have a question. Like, why'd you doubt?" But actually, it was more than that, because we're in the wind, sea. He's got Pete by the neck. Like, "Peter, why did you doubt?" And Peter's like, "Are you kidding me? Look around. If you calm the sea, we can talk normal." That would be a good time to calm the storm. When they turn around to walk back to the boat, now remember, Peter walked on the water twice, once by himself, that didn't go so well. They're going back to the boat, storm is still brewing, Jesus says to Pete, "Hey, let's go back to the boat." I gotta believe Peter's like, "Okay, wait, this is gonna take a minute. Let me get my breath. Whoa, Jesus, whoa." And Jesus is like, "Pete, come on, I got you." And Peter's like, "That's what I thought last time." Now I think a good time to call it is when we realize that we need his help. When we cry out, "Jesus, I need your help." But Jesus decides a good time to call him. It's just before we get through it. You might be walking in your true destiny. If you're in a get to the other side time of life, and you finally figured out, it's not that bad, I'm not going to die. It's all good. I don't know how it's going to end out, but it's all good. And somebody comes to you and says, "You did it. You made it. You did it." And you kind of go, I'm here. I did. Wow. Wow, the storm is calm. Wow. See, as I shared a little bit of our story last week, Tracy and I have gone through that the last 2 years. Like we're walking through the storm of transitioning down here, and everything's crazy. And we had somebody say to us, we went through, you know, like, well, we came down from one church and worked there for a few months, and they said, like, well, we're going to close, good try. And then there was another church that said, why don't we hire you? And well, I worked there for a while, and they said, no, you're gone. Somebody going, ew. We're in this what is God doing storm. We're in this what is God doing storm where people come and say, let's plant a church. I think I don't want to plant a church. I don't think I like the church or people that go there. And we say, okay, we'll give them one more try. We'll try to like people. Let's show up, Tracy, and try to like people. We should have been a little more clear with Jesus who we wanted, because then we wouldn't have that one chair thing happening today. We didn't detail it. And so we started this community called City Church last June. And I promise you, Christmas Eve service, if you were here, you were blessed. If you weren't, well, you might still be blessed, but you missed this blessing. And I'm sitting in this chair, Christmas Eve service. The place is packed out. The children are doing what children do. And I looked at Tracy and said, how has he done this? How has God done such an amazing work with such amazing people that suddenly happened? What I wanted to say to Jesus was, I could have used this 6 months ago. Last week would have been nice. But no, I'm going to wait till you just get to the other side, as John says. He got in the boat and they were at the other side. Every one of us in this room has an other side. We're trying to get through something. We're trying to get through a broken relationship. We're trying to get through a financial challenge. We're trying to get through moving. We're trying to get through a problem with someone at work. We're trying to get through a health issue. Every one of us has another side. We all have another side. I'm trying not to be so anxious. I'm trying to not sin in this area. I'm trying to give up this addiction. We all have another side. Can I tell you something? If you are struggling right now, trying to find your other side, you got a suddenly on its way. Amen. Come on. You got a suddenly on its way. Wow. You said, man, here's what's beautiful. Have you ever met someone like this? You say that you did it. You made it. You did it. And they're like, I did? Wow, I am here. And we're like, dude, let's go celebrate. And they're like, no. Like 15 minutes ago, I was in a boat crying out for help. I need to step back. And we go, oh, that's so humble. And they're like, no, that's just honest. I'm really not that humble. I'm just honest. I've been fighting this fight. Friends, I wanted to quit a couple weeks ago. I have my bags packed, and I'm headed back to Montana. I'm crying out, where are you, Jesus? No, I don't think I'm that humble. I'm just honest. I needed Jesus. And he showed up. You just might be in your true destiny if there's a suddenly on its way. Then Mark. I want to land in Mark for a little bit. Mark tells us the same story. Now here's the deal. Here's the deal with Mark that we need to understand. Before we really get into this, Mark, the Gospel of Mark, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. The Gospel of Mark was written by Mark. His actual name is John Mark. John Mark was not one of the 12 disciples. He was not a disciple. John Mark actually was a partner with the Apostle Paul, and the Apostle Paul and John Mark got in a fight, and they split up, and the church had a split. Mark went one way, Paul went the other. Mark got restored back to the body through the preaching of Peter. And I can take you off here, but trust me, the history is in this narrative. And so Mark gets restored back to the body through the preaching of Peter. And Peter is, the book of Mark is John Mark writing Peter's story. Peter is narrating his story, and John Mark is writing it. He's writing the gospel. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And so he's narrating the gospel, and he's writing it, and Mark is writing it down for Peter. So it's actually the gospel of Peter written by John Mark. And John Mark says, and called the 12. Oh, no, wrong place. He did call the 12, but it was a different call. So let's go to another calling. Immediately, Jesus, made the disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side to Bethsaida, while he dismissed the crowd. And after he had taken leave of them, I want you to hear some key statements, and we'll come back and visit them. After he had taken leave of them, he went up on the mountain to pray. And when evening came, the boat was out on the sea, and he was alone on the land. And they saw that they were making headway painfully, for the wind was against them. And about the fourth watch of the night, he came to them walking on the sea. He meant to pass them by. But when they saw him walking on the sea, they thought it was a ghost and cried out, for they all saw him and were terrified. But immediately he spoke to them and said, "Take heart, it is I, do not be afraid." And he got into the boat with them, and the wind ceased, and they were utterly astounded. Now that's all we hear from John Mark. There's something missing from that story. If we can imagine the conversation was going on as Peter is narrating the story and John Mark is writing it down. And John Mark says to Peter, "Hey, Peter, dude, bro, tell me about that one night. Like that stormy night. Dude, tell me the story." And Peter's like, "Hey, John, listen, man, it was a crazy night. It was crazy. Listen, like Jesus fed 5,000 people. He did this crazy miracle. We got to watch him feeding 5,000 people. And then he put us in the boat. And he put us in the boat, and we went out to sea. And listen, it was the rainy season. We knew there was going to be a storm. But I'm going to tell you something, John. Like this storm was different than any other storm. Like, I'm going to tell you something. I was so scared. I didn't think I was going to live. And I'm a seasoned fisherman. But this particular storm, I didn't think I was going to live. And in this particular storm, it says that Jesus went away to pray. What did Jesus have to pray about? I'm going to tell you something. It's called intercession. It's called interruption. It's called intervening. It's called changing other people's circumstances by the grace of the Father. We can move heaven when we pray. And Jesus went to pray. So I'm telling you, you're in a storm. I promise you, He's interceding. I promise you, He's standing in the gap with you right now. I promise you, He is praying for your success. He said to Peter, "Peter, Satan wants to sift you like wheat, but I'm praying for you, bro. I'm praying for you, bro. I'm praying for you." In the middle of the storm, you may seem alone. You may feel alone. You may feel rejected. You may feel forgotten. You may feel left out. You may feel like a reject. You may feel like you'll never measure up. You may feel like failure has your name written on its time card. You may feel like there's no way for you to succeed. You may feel like you've been punched in the gut. You can't handle one more punch in the gut. But I'm going to tell you, in the middle of that, He is praying for you. So Peter said, "John, bro, that storm was intense. It was so intense, I'm not going to say who, but there's a couple guys that were crying." John, like, "Really, who? Don't write this down. Don't write that down." John was crying. The beloved one, he was crying. Thomas was crying. Thomas said, "No, we're going to get out of this." You should have heard me. Louder. He says, "But man, it got worse. He saw a ghost. It's a ghost. John Mark, there was a ghost on the water." And we started really freaking out. We're like, "No." Because when you see a ghost, that means it's time to die. They're coming to get you. There's a ghost on the water in the middle of the storm, and Mark, you would have blown your mind. We're freaking out, and all of a sudden we hear him say, hey, I am. Mark, it was God on the water. And he told us that he's I am. Now remember, these Hebrew boys, they knew the Torah. They could think back to the Torah. They knew back. They could think back. They knew what I am meant. We read it in our English, it is I, but the transliteration is I am. I am maker of heaven and earth. I am the creator of the seasons. I am the one who hung the stars. I am the one who named them. I am the one who set the galaxy. I am the one who put the water here. I am the one that starts the storm and ends the storm. I am the one that walks on the water. I am the one involved in your life. I am the one who will be there when you feel alone. I am the one that will heal you when you're broken. I am the one that will encourage you when you feel discouraged. I am the one who keeps your head on every circumstance. I am the one who blesses you when you bless. I am the one who disciplines you when you need to be disciplined. I am the one you can count on no matter what you face in life. I am who I am. Amen. And these boys went, oh wow. And Peter's like, John Mark, you believe it, bro. And then Mark, listen to, he was going to pass us by. Now we read that and think, he was going to walk right by him. Like, sorry dudes, see you on the other side. No. When Peter said he was going to pass us by, the Hebrew mind, we memorized the Torah, clicks back to Moses. When Moses said to God, I want to see you. God said, I'm going to put you in the cleft of a rock, and I'm going to protect you. And then it says that God passed him by. And at that moment, Moses saw his before, his present, and his after. And Moses saw the glory of God. And something changed in Moses that day. And the storyline of Moses changes that day. We read in one place where Moses was a stutterer and had a speech impediment, and we read in the book of Acts that he was powerful in speech. What happened? I am passed by. And these boys are in the boat. And when Peter said that, Mark knew, man, the hair on his neck had to go up. Pass by. Pass by. Peter said, yeah, bro, you write that down. And then, by the way, Mark, dude, this is the crazy part. Like, after that, we were on the other side. Like, we worshipped, and we were on the other side. We worshiped, we're on the other side. And Mark goes, hey, whoa, like, I've done my homework, dude. I have done my homework. I know you had an encounter that night. There was something special happened to you that night. Come on, fill me in on that walk on the water part. Tell me about that. Peter's like, you know what? Let's not write that down. Let's not write that down. That's not what's important in the story. John Mark's like, are you kidding me? Like Matthew, have you read his letter? He gave you 4 verses about walking on the water. You want to leave this out? Can I tell you that if I ever went and walked on Lake Pleasant, I would preach about it every Sunday for a year. And then I would bring it up every sermon after that. Somehow I would bring it up in every sermon. Yeah, it reminds me of back on May 15th when I walked. Did I tell you I walked on the water? I would write a book about walking on water. The day Lake Pleasant was under my feet. And I'm here. Peter said, you know, John Mark, let's not write that down. Because this story isn't about me. The story is about Jesus. Something happened to Peter. Where his story was no longer about him. Do you know what you are in this room? You know what you're doing in this room? You're writing God's story. Something in Peter, don't write about my story. Write about his. Write about the part. Write about the part. I want you to write about this part. Be sure that you record this. You sure that we recorded when the water was calm? The boat got quiet? And we started to worship. Now write that part down. Write that part down. Can we put it up? Are you ready? Can we put it up? We're in the boat. We were crying out. And we say, God save me. He says, yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Why did you doubt? That wasn't a rebuke. It was a coaching. Why did you doubt? I promise I'll never leave you. Why do you doubt? I promise I'm going to get you to the other side. Why do you doubt? I promise I don't have a spirit of fear. Why do you doubt? I promise no one believes in you like I do. Why do you doubt? I promise if you will look, love, and live like me, you will be successful. You will be in your true destiny. I believe when the water got quiet and the storm ceased and the boat was quiet, I believe that Jesus went and he just looked at all 12 right in the eye in that silence. And someone in that silence started. I don't know what worship sounds like to you, but someone in that silence started worshiping. I love you, Jesus. I love you, Lord. You're my everything. Lord, I just come before you. I'm in a storm and I'm worn out. I've been painfully trying to get across. I got my schedule so full. I got meetings. I got 3 cell phones. Aren't I cute? I got plans. But you know what? I just want to worship you.